Hey guys, here to talk about macros, counting macros. Macros is short for macronutrients. Your body needs 3 macronutrients to survive. Macro means large, right? So the nutrients that we need in large quantities is protein, carbs, and fats. Protein is the building blocks for your muscles. Carbs is what gives your body energy, an energy source, a fuel source. And fats are what protect your organs, what, keeps your brain functioning, your hormones and stuff like that. So, the reason that a lot of, people that weightlift, rather than, focusing or using a portion control system like we do with the 21-day fix, using macros just gets more specific and detailed down to the calorie with your diet. Now, I have seen people use the 21-day fix along with Body Beast, and they get fantastic results. So if you are content with the containers, I say you do it. I will say that a while back, when I first tried experimenting with macros, I completely failed at it. I came at it with the wrong idea, thinking that I could just eat a bunch of junk food and still do well, and that was not the case. I ended up binging a lot. It was just bad. Right now, while I'm on bikini prep, since, like I said, I need to be very specific with my diet, I am following macros, but I still stick to whole foods, clean foods when I can, lean protein, veggies, carbs like oatmeal and rice cakes, because I know that I feel better and I function better when I eat those foods. So eat that most of the time, and then, I can squeeze in the protein ice cream or a couple Oreos or a handful of M&Ms every now and then for a little bit of a treat. So anyway, how to figure out, what your macros are, how you're going to track them. First things first, I still want you to go under the Body Beast Nutrition Guide and first use the calorie calculator formula in there to figure out how many calories you need to be eating. From there, you could figure out, how many containers you need to be having per day. If you decide you want to go the route with tracking your macros, let me know, and what we will have to do is take your calorie number, and then depending on your goal, whether you're wanting to bulk and build up muscle, if you're wanting to lose some fat but maintain lean muscle, if you're wanting to just specifically lose weight, the ratio of your macros might be a little different. So like right now, while I'm on prep, my protein is pretty super high, and then my carbs and fats are lower. Now, if I were trying to bulk up, I would add more carbs into my diet because that's going to help, more calories build that muscle. So that is something that I can help you out with. Once we figure out that ratio for you, it's really pretty simple, and I'm going to pull it up on my phone. I mentioned that there's an app that you would use to track your macros. I use My Macros. It's free. And so what you do, you get on the app and you enter the ratio of the macros that you need. And everything is calculated in grams. So for instance, and these are my macros, don't try and use them for yourself. I need 171 grams of protein per day, 100 grams of carbs, and 44 grams of fat, okay? So I enter that in there, and then as I enter the foods that I'm eating throughout the day, it subtracts it so I know how much I have left at the end of the day, if that makes sense. So think of it like a budget with your money. You spend money and then you've only got so much left in your checking account. Well, you spend macros or eat macros, and then you've only got so many left at the end of the day. So, like I said, just to give you kind of an idea here, like I said, I need 171 grams of protein per day. I've got some food here so I can show you. Protein shake. 1 scoop of this has 25 grams of protein, 0 fat, 2 grams of carbs. So I would enter, usually you can just type it in to the app and it'll like, it's got, you know, a whole food bank. It finds stuff for you. Or like if it's food that has a barcode scanner, you can scan it with your phone and it'll pop up the exact thing. So say I had my shake for breakfast, I would enter it in there, and then it would subtract 25 grams of protein, subtract the 2 grams of carb, and then there's no fat in it. So then I know that I've got some of my fat in. Let's say after my workout I have some rice cakes. Rice cakes are mostly carb. 8 grams of carbs, 0 fat, 1 gram of protein. So again, I would just enter that in there. It would subtract, you know, the 8 gram of carbs that I just consumed. I know how much I have left for the day. Peanut butter is more, you know, fat. 16 grams of fat, 6 carb, 7 protein. So again, you would just enter, you know, if you had the serving 2 tablespoons, enter that into your app. And then just at the end of the day, you want to get as close to you can, you know, 0, 0, 0 on your protein, carb, and fat. If you don't hit the numbers right on the dot, it's not a big deal. It's fine. But try not to, you know, differ more than 1 or 2 grams off, you know, on a daily basis. So I hope this explains it. There are tons of other videos on YouTube that might break it down a little more intelligently than what I do, but this is the way that I just thought I would try and explain it myself. So figure out if you want to use containers, if you want to go for macros. You might try both out. You might find that one works for you and one doesn't. Everybody's different, and depending on, you know, the kind of food tendencies that you have and food habits and kind of what your lifestyle is, one option might work better for you. So that is, I believe, all I have for now in terms of explaining macros. Hope this helped.